Hi, welcome to Real Estate with Beth and Ben. I'm Beth Riebensdorf, founder of the Rebe HOMES team.
And I'm Benjamin Gottlieb, founder of the law firm McQueen & Gottlieb.
Okay, so Ben, another topic that's hot right now because the market is increasing, and it's difficult for buyers. They're getting outbid, and they need more and more cash. So tenants in common, so people coming together and buying jointly. What are the risks with tenants in common? What should they be thinking about?
Sure. First of all, it's a great question, and it's very common, no pun intended, it's very common here in Arizona where you will have two or more people that will desire to own property jointly. It can arise in one of two contexts. One, two people can come together and purchase property together, or what you can have happen, for instance, is where one person owns the property, then later transfers it to him or herself as well as another co-tenant. The classic example there would be where you have an engaged couple and they decide to then own the property jointly. There's a subsequent transfer from when the property was originally purchased. In either context, Beth, there's a lot of things that both parties need to be aware of. So first off, if you're going to own property jointly and there's nothing in writing, no written agreement, oftentimes what can get murky very fast is when there is asymmetry in how the parties are dealing with property expenses, mortgage payments. So you may have one of the co-tenants who is paying for all of the mortgage payments, maintenance expenses, property taxes. Right. The question then becomes, is that co-tenant entitled to what is called a contribution? And there is law on that in Arizona that supports that tenant would be entitled to reimbursement for those extra expenditures. The other issue that comes up in these cases, Beth, is where, like I was saying, somebody who purchases the property and then later transfers it. Is that a gift? Is the original owner entitled to reimbursement for all the expenditures paid prior to the subsequent transfer? And the law is a little bit less clear there. So it's important to draw a distinction between prior to the transfer and then after that, where you can seek contribution. In these kind of cases, a lot of times the co-tenant is not providing any consideration for the transfer. So later on, when there's a breakup or something goes wrong, what you will see happen is the original homeowner will want to sue for fraud or for duress and say, hey, I didn't get any money for this, I want to unwind this property transfer. And that again is not so easily done, because the mere fact that no consideration was provided for the property transfer is not by itself enough to invalidate the transfer in a court of law. So a court might say, look, this was a gift, or the court might look at the four corners of the deed instrument and say, hey, look, the parties clearly agreed to take the property as tenants in common, or another way of taking title is joint tenants with rights of survivorship, and the court is not going to impose his or her will over the actual language in the deed instrument. Another thing to keep in mind here, Beth, is they may also be in business together. They may also have other loans that are being exchanged in other contexts. So now you have not only a title dispute, but now you have all these other disputes that are related between the parties. So it can become pretty complicated pretty quickly. Not to say that it's always a bad idea, just that the parties should be mindful of some of the risks and try to take steps to attenuate those risks before coming into joint ownership.